Hi everyone, today I'm going to demonstrate how to make a Greek coffee. Let's begin. What do you need? You need a coffee cup. This is about 1.5 times the size of a standard coffee cup, so I'll be adding extra ingredients. You need sugar, Greek coffee, so this is Bushel's Greek style coffee. It's quite light, enjoyable. A glass of water to enjoy with your coffee, and a briki to actually brew the coffee. Now, there's various sizes here. You'd use this one here for about 3 to 4 cups. 2 cups, that's probably a 1 cup, but I won't use that today. It's a brass one, it's just hard to film. And this is a standard 1 cup briki. To assist you, you can pre-measure your water by putting it in the cup prior to putting in the briki. You simply pour your water in your briki, place it on the element, or the mati as the Greeks would call it. You can turn your heat on. Now, I like a metrio coffee, which is medium sweetness. So I just add about less than 1 teaspoon. Now, others like it sweeter, others don't like it as sweet. Adjust it to your taste. Importantly, now that we've got a bigger cup of coffee, we need to add extra coffee. So I add 2 teaspoons of coffee in this. And this is where people have various methods. You can let it sit in there. Now, I like to let it sit in there and the coffee will start sinking, but you don't want to overstir coffee. The secret to the coffee, a Greek coffee, is having a nice kaimaki, which is the crema. Now, as you can see, the coffee is now starting to sink. You just give it a good stir, and you don't want to overstir the coffee, and you don't want to overboil it. Do not overboil this coffee. Keep your flame moderate to ensure that you get a nice kaimaki forming on top, or a crema, or froth, whatever way you want to call it. That's pretty much it for stirring. Now it's the game of patience. So with this briki, I will start handling it here, and as it starts to boil, what you'll find is that the sides will start boiling first in a minute or so, and then you'll get the coffee starting to rise. You don't want it to rise and overboil, and to fix that, you start lifting it, which we'll demonstrate shortly. The other thing with the Greek coffee, it's been proven that it's actually very healthy to drink this coffee. It was a 60 minutes documentary on it. I don't know whether it's the fact that the coffee doesn't have milk in it. Is it the caffeine? Is it the ingredients in this coffee? But I think it's also the fact that it's a social drink. You have it with friends normally, and it means that it's a lot. There's social interaction, which also improves your health. So now what we'll do is we'll see the coffee starting to boil very shortly. Okay. Now, when you make a Greek cup of coffee, you don't want the coffee to not have crema. If it doesn't have crema, you might as well not serve it. Greeks will be very disappointed. The other thing is, there's lots of superstitions. You know, if you spill the coffee, you're gonna taparis lefta, or you're gonna come into money. So if you want to do that, typically you do that by accident anyway, but spilling your coffee when you pour it is not a bad thing either. So as you can see, it's starting to come to a boil. Got a nice fuscala on top, or bubble. It's a good sign. Okay. Now this is the part where you have to be ready. So the coffee is going to start boiling and rising. So it actually, if you leave it on this heat and you don't touch it, it'll actually overflow. So it's very important that you supervise this coffee. Okay, so I can hear the coffee now starting to boil. The edges are starting to, and you'll see that this is the process where the kaimaki is forming. And it's really important now to control the heat by actually lifting up your briki, which I will do in a couple of seconds. There's actually electric briki as well that have come out, but I've heard that the problem with those is that it's very hard to control the temperature and they're very fast, so you don't get that nice flavor. Actually, one other thing to remember when you drink this coffee is, if you haven't drunk it before, do not, whatever you do, slurp it all the way to the end, because at the bottom of the coffee you have a sediment forming. Okay, so do not drink the bottom of the coffee, you just drink the liquid, and you'll see that at the end of it there's a mud or lusby looking. So that's it, the coffee part is done. Now simply pour it into your cup, and I think we've got a successful crema here. Kaimaki. Okay, now this is probably the best part of the Greek coffee. You got your crema, you got your coffee. Now you must drink it this way, otherwise don't drink it at all. You've got to do that big slurp. Lovely. Enjoy, and I hope that you have a nice coffee.